So I'm standing in the middle of the Bowers Cemetery. That's Bowers Mountain back there in the background, and that open meadow is where my family farmed for generations. There's Maverick. Somebody already been up here to clean up the cemetery, so all I needed to do was really spray some ground clear. Got it for a year-round kind. That's Serum Bowers. I don't know if you can see that, but that's my great-great-grandfather. His wife, Amanda Heichman Bowers. This is, I'll have to go back and look. I can't see right now. Sun's in my eyes. But this is Joseph Bowers. This is Serum's father, my great-great-great-grandfather. And his wife, Rosanna Miller Bowers. Right over that ridge is Millertown. I'm guessing that's where he found Ms. Miller as a wife. Joseph's father, John, acquired all this property and started Bowers Mountain. And Maverick is loving being with his ancestors today. And I will show you guys just a sign that our family got put up here last year. You can pause it right there and look at our brief family history of this property. And just here's kind of a full video from the outside of the cemetery. Family got together a couple years ago and put this new fence on. And then a cousin of mine, Crystal Heichman, made that sign. So you can get a good view of everything here. I'm taking Maverick down in the meadow and let him run around like crazy. Maverick, you wanna go to the meadow? You wanna go run? You wanna go run around? We'll come back. So you can see this little trail. This used to be the main road in, and then I think deer pretty much keep it up now. But Maverick went on that trail up there, and that goes all the way up around that far side of the property. If you take this trail right here, then that leads down to the pond. There's a pond down over there, and the old house is back there as well. I think somebody's been up here recently other than deer, and that's okay. Get it, buddy. Get it, Maverick. You guys, this is a perfect day to be out here. It's about 70 degrees or so. It's gonna get up to about 80. But my Lord, is it beautiful. Let me zoom out a little bit more. I think we're coming up on a little cleared out spot here. Could have been a deer bed. I'm gonna take Maverick down to the pond, let him look around. I'll get you guys a video of where the house used to be. Well, there, you can sort of see the pond from there. The house is just straight back behind it. So coming up on the pond now, the duck or something landed in it. So this is a spring-fed pond. If you go way back up there behind the mountain, you can't see it from this view, there is a creek called Poplar Run. And Maverick, get out of there. Anyways, it's so overgrown you can't tell now, but right on the other side of the pond, kind of where my finger is, through all that brush right there, is where the old Bowers homestead used to be. You can't even get through there right now. Be best to come up here during wintertime if we wanted to go back there and explore some more, but I've explored back there with Todd Halsey and some other people, and even my dad. We've been up here a few times. I've been up here a bunch of times. I don't really need to go back there again. We found what we're gonna find. Maverick is loving it. There's Maverick. Yay! All this open field here. In the pond back there. That's Bowers Mountain. And you can kind of see it dip down here. There's a valley that goes up through there. And there's another homestead that was back there. Todd Halsey and I found that. He's got a video on it on his Appalachian History Detectives YouTube page. I wish this was in my family still, but it's now all National Forest land. You can look through the brush there and you can see a rock pile, and there's several rock piles on the property. we found a bunch. There's one there. There's one in some of that brush up there. If you ever find just random rock piles out in the woods or out in meadows like this, you know it was farmed. That's just where they cleaned out the meadow for farming. So this freshwater spring is right on the side of Wolf Gap Road. Keep going up that way, which is what we're gonna do. We'll head over to West Virginia. But that goes down here, probably into an old horse trough right here when this fed horses and buggies coming over the mountain. But that eventually drains down into Bowers Mountain and our old land, which is just down through all that mess. So I always like to stop here, get water, fill up my jug, because this is some of the best water you're ever going to get. I wanted to show you guys this cabin in Perry, West Virginia. This is in Trout Run. My dad's aunt, Terza Heisman, was the teacher at this school back in the day. Now, it was sold eventually, and people had it for a few decades, and they eventually sold it to the Potomac Appalachian Trail Club, who owns it now, and they use it as an Airbnb or a cabin of sorts. To get access to it, you have to join the PATC, which I did a few years ago, so that at some point I do plan to come up here and stay in this. But got a lot of family history for those of us that have Heismans in our blood. And then I'll give you a little view of Trout Run from over here. Still in the car, but this hall was Heisman property at some point. And way back up there is Big Schloss. And right there's Maverick. I'm Maverick. Okay, bye. Hey everybody, I am in Trout Run, West Virginia, and I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna flip it around here in a second. And well, I think I'm gonna have to pause and then flip it around. Well, poop. Hey guys, I am in Trout Run, West Virginia now. My dad's mom's side of the family settled this area, and I am standing on a little knoll here in a field overlooking one of our family cemeteries. Now this is the Edward Heisman Cemetery, and there was a sign on this that is now gone, and I'm gonna have to find out what happened to it because I'm not happy that it's gone. But not bad. It needs a little bit of cleanup and a spray. And I think somebody just took the sign. That really bothers me. I don't know why somebody would take that sign down. Anyways, a lot of this, not that trailer, but I'm gonna zoom in way back there. That farmhouse back there is where my dad's mom, Elizabeth Heisman Bowers, grew up on. Her dad, Edward Heisman, lived in it. I'm not sure if he built that house or if his father, Joe Heisman, did. But you can see all this property back here. I believe where that is right there. Let me zoom out, you get my finger. I believe all that back there was an orchard at one point. And you've got that top field over there. All of this. It's now owned, not by the guy that lives in that one, even though he still owns the land. There's another house on the other side there. But this used to all be in the family. It was eventually sold out of the family. And let me zoom the wrong way. The adjacent property over here is the original Heisman property. Now this was owned by a sweet lady named Vicki Dyer, and she unfortunately passed away last year. I got in touch with her daughters, and they're gonna let me go to the cemetery, but the estate's still up in the air, so I'm not gonna hike it. But you can, right there, you can kind of see a little silver. That's the top of the cabin. I've posted the cabin a bunch of times in the past, but it is probably not repairable, unfortunately. But just beautiful, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres that used to be in my family. Beautiful day. Gosh, it's a beautiful day. All right, guys, I'm gonna introduce you to some of my family members. I think I did that over the Bowers Cemetery a little bit. So this is S.E. Virginia Heisman. This was my grandmother's sister. She died about 7 years old of Bright's disease, which I believe is a kidney issue. and I'm coming back to her in a second. But this is Philip Heisman. Philip Heisman is my great-great-great-grandfather. He got all of this land from his father, who was the immigrant ancestor. His name was John Heisman, or Johann Nicholas Heisman, and he was a Hessian soldier, and him being a Hessian soldier really messed up a lot of the oral history because they weren't really looked down upon. Now, Philip's first wife was a woman named Rebecca Catherine Bowers. Yes, same Bowers as me. I believe she's one of the unmarked graves, or one of the field stones over in the Bowers Cemetery. You can look at that video. She died after so many kids, and then he remarried to Barbara Boffman, Barbara E. Now, if you ever heard of the Boffman settlement, that's where they're all from. Just quick, if you go over that mountain, I think 2 valleys over is the Boffman settlement. It's kind of hard to get to. It's very remote, but beautiful area. Philip had either 22 or 24 kids between both wives. That's a bit much. Then we move on to Jacob Sager and Sarah Sager. Sarah was a Heisman, I believe. I can't remember if she was Philip's daughter or Philip's granddaughter, but she married Jacob. And then Mahala Sager, I believe, is one of their kids. Yeah, it is. So then we back up here to Joseph Heisman. Joseph is the son of Philip. Joseph is my great-great-grandfather. And this is one of his wives, Sarah. And another one, Mariah. Mariah is the one I descend from, just like Philip. So Joseph's mother was Rebecca Catherine Bowers. And then we descend from Mariah and Landacre. And then we have Virginia, wife of David Heltzel. I forget how she's related. You have to forgive me. But that stone's looking a lot better now. Sometimes I come up here and you really can't see it. And then we have Rosetta, wife of C.F. Heisman. And I forget how she's related, but she's in there too. If you want access to my ancestry tree, I can give it to you. And you can look up all these people on your own. Well, guys, cemetery cleanup's been pretty easy today. I came at the right time of the year. Been a bit of a hike up here. I'm not going to tell you where exactly this cemetery is because it's not my property and it is kind of hard to get to. But this was called the William Heisman Cemetery, I guess on Find a Grave, because of this gigantic stone right here. That, let me zoom out here, because of William Heisman and his wife Lydia. Now, I am not going to do a single thing up here right now except for spray a little bit around these headstones just so that the weeds don't get up high. But this one is never really too bad since we cleaned it up the first time. But man, these flowers continue to bloom, which is amazing to me. They're probably planted there 150, 200 years ago for all I know. Maybe 100, who knows? But I have sprayed this cemetery down so much that I can't believe that they're continuing to grow. That's how good these roots are. But I want to show you one headstone, this one right here. And you can see it's broken. There's a tree coming up in it. I believe that is our immigrant Heisman ancestor, Johann Nicholas Heisman. And there's another one over here that I don't know. I'm guessing it's his wife. I have no way to verify this, but this is on their property. And this is just beautiful, guys. I'm telling you. It's been a great day. Maverick's excited to be here too. Say hi, Maverick. Hi, buddy. So one more quick video from this cemetery before I leave. Most of the people in this cemetery are not in my direct line. They are up and over and all that kind of stuff. So they're more cousins. Maverick, you're gross. Anyways, they're more cousins and uncles or whatever than they are in my direct line, except for the one I believe there would be, if that is Johann Nicholas Heisman, then he's my 4th great-grandfather. But I keep this up because it's on his land. I believe he's in here. I believe that one back there was him. And so I just believe it's good to keep these up. When Vicki Dyer was still alive, her and her daughter Tammy helped us find this several years ago. And then it was me and Crystal Heichman and her sister and their kids. And Crystal eventually came up here and put the fence back up. I mean, it's not like enclosed, but it looks a lot better. And again, just trying to honor some family history. There's some more of the wrought iron fence. I'll give you guys another view of everything. So again, just glad that we can preserve some family history up here. Man, I wish you guys were up here. Such a beautiful day. So I want to tell you guys a funny story about this campsite. This is right off the road in Trout Run. You can see my car up there. I don't know how many years, maybe 9 or 10 years ago, came up here and camped. I put that up there and had a nice little camp out here. I enjoy camping by the road. Well, somebody saw me camping up here and a little fire and all that. And as he drove by at nighttime, it was dark, invited me to come hang with him at his house, which was somewhere up here. He seemed like he had been driving under the influence, and I kindly declined his multiple offers. And that was the night that I did not die. So I don't camp here anymore, even though Vicki let me. So, and if you see this, you might not want to have people camp here unless you want some of the friendly neighbors to stop by and check on them. We'll leave it at that. All right, so Maverick and I are at the parking area of Half Moon Mountain. For the trail, goes up that way. The Trout Run flows down through here. If you were to follow that, it would end you back up in the Heichman property. And actually, it flows down into more Heichman property. There was a cousin, Ephraim Heichman, who had property way down here. But I can't find his cemetery. Anyways, I'll check in later. Maverick and I are just over a mile up Half Moon Trail. We got about another 2 miles to go. Making good time. This was an old logging trail. Not surprising, because this road is still kind of too good. But so far the incline hadn't been that bad, but I got a decent heart rate. I'm at 146 right now. But there's been a lot of freshwater streams we've crossed, so Maverick's gotten a lot of water. I've got my Camelback, and I froze the water overnight. And so with it right up against my back, that'll warm it up and melt it, Maverick. And yeah, I think we're gonna be good on water. I've got a couple of protein bars. Tried to get him to eat before we came up the mountain, but he didn't want to eat. Already got my campsite set up, so when we get back, I'll just be hanging out by a fire. I was able to get the campsite that I wanted. Really excited about that. It's private. Maverick was playing in the creek. Loved it. I might have to get in there too. There's a little spot where I might be able to. We'll see. If I do, I'm probably not videoing that because it would require me to be without clothing. We're now over 2 miles up. It's the steepest part, and we are tired. We keep stopping a lot. It's just over 3 miles total to get up. I hope we make it. We got less than a half a mile to go. We're doing good. Got us a little overlook here, sort of, and a lot of cloud cover. It's cooling it off. I just hope we don't get stuck in the rain. But it is what it is. Here we go. We're right at the summit. I think I got a couple 100 feet, 200 feet more to go, but we'll see. The app's telling me I got a little ways to go, but the map stops here. We'll see. All right, guys, I think this is about the best view of Trout Run Valley I'm gonna get from the top of Half Moon Mountain. Maverick has done what Maverick's going to do. He is not coming up any higher. There's a bit of a rock scramble to get up here, and he's not interested. But we were down there earlier. Now we're way up here. Whew. Tired. We just rested for about 10 minutes. My water's still a block of ice, so I really don't have enough water. But about halfway down the mountain, there's a creek that he can get good water at. So I think we're gonna head back down now. Maverick, say bye. This poor dog, we're on the way back. We're not quite halfway down the mountain, but he's tuckered out. His feet are hurting. He's tired. I feel really bad for him because he's not been on this kind of a hike before. So we keep having to stop and take some breaks, which is good for me too. But there's a camp down here that I'm trying to get to because it's got our next freshwater stream, and he can drink till his heart is full, his belly's full, clean off his paws. I know they're hurting, can cool down there, but I wish that he could just kind of tough it out till then. But till then, we take breaks. He's so tired, he's laying in a mud hole. I'm frustrated. If he would just come on, there's a spring down this way and he can get some fresh water. But rather he'd lay here and drink this. Hey everybody, we're back to the car. I got my phone on the charge. I'm down to 8%. We didn't die. If you ever think of doing a Half Moon Mountain Trail, don't. Big Schloss is nearby. There's a reason people go to that one. It's better. I mean, the trail's fine out here, but the view at the top wasn't that much. Wasn't worth it. Not for the 7 miles that we did today. That's after all the hiking to get to 3 different cemeteries to clean those up. We're gonna head back to their camp now, and I'm gonna stop and fill up my spring water and pray for me that I don't have giardia, because I had to drink out of a mountain stream, but it was pretty far up the mountain, so I think I'm gonna be okay. I'll try to get some videos of the campsite, and yeah, thanks for hanging. I'm whipped, I'm tired. It's time to go eat. This might be the most tired this puppy has ever been. We got some wood. I got some water boiling so I can eat some food. We got more water there if we need it. My sad tent is over there. It's only for a night, it'll hold, but it looks pretty sad. And yeah. This might be it for the night, guys. I got a charging brick. I'm gonna put all of my stuff on a charger. Maverick, hi buddy. You're so tired. Love you. All right, dinner tonight is probably a ton of calories. Yeah, 580 calories in that one. Irish shepherd's pie. I'm share a little bit of that with Maverick. He's so tired. He's about to fall asleep over there. And then we got 620 calories of lasagna. I've never tried these kind of things before, so it'll be the first time. So he looks super excited to eat. Just kind of wanted to show you guys my watch. Burned over 8,000 calories today. Hold on. Over 22,000 steps. 614 minutes in fat burning zones. That's a lot. That 10.06, I think that's how many miles I've walked today. Insane. Anyways, fire video. Maverick moved over here. Hey buddy. He's a happy boy now. I think he got to rest a little bit and he got some food. Yeah. Creek is still flowing. This is Little Stony Creek. Comes down off of the mountain, flows down this way into the Woodstock Reservoir, which you can hike back that way. I've done it. It's a pretty easy hike, and you can get to the reservoir. And I know it's nighttime, you probably can't see much, But the open fire worked fine, so I decided not to do the closed fire pit over here. Which if it was raining, that's probably what I would have done. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I'm gonna let him go to bed soon. He's tired. Hey guys, it's about 8:30 and it's pitch black. I got the fire going. Thanks to my brother-in-law Nathan, I've got that LED camp light over there. That's a terrible video of it, but that's right in front of my tent. Helps me see a little bit better because this is a pretty sizable campsite. There's room for at least 3 or more tents just in some cleared out spots. You can get creative, but figured you guys might want to see some fire. And when this one's out, we're gonna go to bed. And we'll get up whenever we get up. And I think we're gonna try to head up to Winchester tomorrow and see my aunt and Pappy. Haven't seen them in a while. Hopefully we can be dog friendly tomorrow, but we will see. So I'm going to sign off for the night and we will see you in the morning. It is morning. It's Saturday morning. Got a fire going, boiling my water. This morning we're going to have chicken and dumplings. Maverick's up. Poor guy. He's cold and his feet are hurting. I got him some food and water. This big baby slept right on top of my sleeping pad last night. He wouldn't sleep on his, which means I didn't get the best sleep, but I'm alive. It'll be fine. But I'm gonna share my chicken and dumplings with him because mix that with his dog food, he'll be fine. So after this, we're gonna just take our time, read the Bible a little bit, let it warm up, clean up camp over there, and head out. Maverick and I are home. His paws are an absolute wreck. So we went and got a bunch of medicine and some gauze and some tape and some all kinds of stuff. And he is resting. Poor thing. You can look at him right there. That's Shelly's feet. But I think you can see him. There you go. But that's Maverick, and he's tired, and I feel absolutely terrible for taking him on 10 miles yesterday and messing up his paws for probably 10 days. But that's the end of our trip. Outside of that, it went all really, really well. I got to see my Aunt Selma today, and that was really good to see her. So I hope you guys have enjoyed all these video clips together. I'm not good at this kind of stuff, so hopefully it all goes well together, and you've enjoyed it. Have a good day.